Thank you, Professor Sridivasu. I'm really thankful to uh, the Vice Chancellor of this university, Professor S.V. Raghavan, to your colleague, uh, Sri Vasant Mehta, to inviting me to this great university, Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Vishwa Mahavidyalaya, to inaugurate this great international workshop on palm leaf manuscripts, metadata standards of palm leaf manuscripts. And all respected scholars who have attending this thing, I will like to briefly also thank in between earlier Professor Srinivas told about the Ministry of IT to funding this challenging and interesting project called Sashwat Ashwaryam, okay, the knowledge discovery through palm leaves uh, through ICT solutions. Okay, this is very very important project. Okay, and I will only briefly tell me my experience of palm leaf manuscript digitization. Palm leaves is usually the knowledge set. I mean, all the knowledge of Indian and other things of early times is mostly recorded in the palm leaves. Okay, the reason of the palm leaves has been because it is a usually long-lasting characteristic, though it is also vulnerable to moisture, and that's why after a few hundred years it starts breaking it and becoming brittle. So the only way to preserve the knowledge which is stored in palm leaves are only through copying it, and that's why you will find whosoever scholar visits any knowledge centers, he or she always used to record it or copy it in its own palm leaves, and like that. If you look at the whole world-wise knowledge, the classical knowledge, maximum are stored in palm leaves, and that's mostly in Southeast Asia. And India is the biggest repository or whole, which is distributed across various knowledge centers, mostly Hindu temples, peats, and also various Buddhist centers and Jain centers you will find. You will find surviving palm leaves mostly in the dry weather kind of scenario because it's brittle to moisture. Okay? So the palm leaves being here in India, uh, and since was earlier preserved only through copying it and duplicating it, is not only preservation for also dissemination. Till handmade paper appeared maybe after 12th, 13th century. But this palm leaf tradition is still continued pretty late. Okay? IT entered in the palm leaves or preservation of palm leaf sometime late in 1990s. Actually, the first high quality scanner, digital scanner by Xerox came in 1994-95. And in India, it came first time as a part of UN projects in Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, New Delhi. And by chance, or you can say luckily, I was associated with that center as short-term UN consultant, okay? Because perhaps I was teaching in IIT Delhi in the software engineering side, okay? And when I joined this project as a part-time consultant, the whole concept was that how cultural informatics can be made available on the internet, because internet was coming at the time itself. Again, the whole all continents were getting connected through optical fiber during that time, and really internet was taking off at that time. And it was such a timely project with UN funding, and I was lucky among these cultural stalwarts like Professor Nagaswamy and Professor Filoja and all other people who were there were all cultural stalwarts. And my thing was how to make it available on the internet with the team which they had gathered there, young scientists and young professors like Sanjay Goyal, even the Pratap Jha, who is at present the Cultural Informatics Lab. So during that time, I will say the first time cultural informatics came or the internet as its website appeared in 1996-97. And within 2 years, by 1999, okay, that was the largest hit site in India. And we ourselves were totally surprised that what is so peculiar or so interesting thing on this center. And then we tried to analyze it from where the hits are coming. It was interesting to know that more than 90% hits were coming from the Western countries, and only around 7% was coming from India. Okay. And then we try to analyze further what is the thing which they are looking at it in our whole quote unquote thing which is on the internet. And we found it was a mostly manuscript and the images of the past. Okay. So it was the cultural aspect which was so predominantly was it all the whole worldwide it was. So by 1999, IGNC's site was the maximum hit site, okay, even higher than CII and other sites. This is the maximum, and NIC used to present every month, which is the maximum hit site. And when for a whole year IGNC became, after that NIC stopped showing it, which is the maximum hit site. So anyway, so this was a quite interesting thing. We found it out that cultural informatics of India are so much sought after by all people across the world. And due to this, the next thing which appeared or which happened in India, that Indian government itself, mostly Department of Culture, funded in 2003 National Mission for the Manuscript. Okay, there is a very large funding and still going on, a huge amount. They have a 32 centers. And you will find all the manuscript, mostly palm leaves are big number, and then handmade papers or other fibers like Bhojpatra and other kind of thing. It is going on. In the last 20, 23 years, if you can say that, around that time, from now onwards, okay, if I continue from IGNC onwards, there are other centers also became part of this whole whole digitization process. And also this whole standards of metadata, how to search about it, because it's only through metadata anybody can reach to your site and can see your whether it's a palm leaf or paper manuscript or any other kind of manuscript. Okay, so slowly there is a for this National Manuscript Mission or National Mission of Manuscript. In last 20 years or so, they have around reached some de facto standards, metadata standards for manuscript and other kind of, apart from palm leaf, other kind of manuscript. Okay, and I'm really happy to see that all the speakers on this workshop on metadata standard, all of these speakers are mostly who has hands-on experience of this. Okay, so that's great. I really congratulate that with the university to assemble these kind of great scholar who has a hands-on experience of scanning metadata. And I'm quite sure under the leadership of Professor Raghavan, who has been the leading member of National Mission, National Knowledge Commission, okay, like that. So, so the important thing, I will only have one or two, three suggestions for the consideration. That since National Manuscript Mission has already huge amount of scanned manuscript, including the large number of palm leaves, and this center is also having huge amount of palm leaf manuscripts. So if their standards also emerges, which conforms to the National Manuscript Mission standard, then immediately all the scanned knowledge discovery part of this will come into the world. It can be easily accessed. Okay. Second thing, as Professor Srinivasu told, that these all different manuscripts are in different scripts from Grantha to Landanagari and Devanagari and Tamil and Telugu and Kannada, all this kind of thing. Through our secondary experience, I will use the word. The training to read manuscript itself is a big thing, and there are very few people or very scholars are trained to do it. So I think this is a center also, and this center should think in training that. And the second suggestion I will have for your consideration, because I have seen that most of the manuscript, though metadata wise and cataloging wise, they have done it, but very few people have converted into text. So some important thing you should convert into text so that search not only by metadata, but search by content also can be possible. So that way, I think this university will jumpstart. And since it is a knowledge center for 2000 years and plus, okay, so this is a couple of suggestions. And I really feel that great workshop with all these great scholars, all the participants will benefit maximum. Thank you.